Hey, good morning, guys. This is like my third try trying to tape this. There's a guy who was trimming his lawn, and I got a big motorcycle going by. Anyway, I am in a beautiful place. I'm in rural Ontario, believe it or not, despite the noise. Beautiful rural Ontario, and this is the site where my zombie apocalypse novel takes place. The title of the book, well, the working title anyway, is Dance of the Blessed Spirits, a Zombie Apocalypse. Now, where did I get that title from? Well, it's actually a piece of from a piece of music I was listening to while I was writing one day. Dance of the Blessed Spirits. It's a beautiful Baroque piece of music, very light and cheerful and so on. And when I was writing one day, I was listening to this, and it struck me initially what a strange juxtaposition between listening to this beautiful piece of music, light, airy, cheerful, and the grim subject matter that I was writing about. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought about the comparison, the more I brought to mind the fact that the story isn't dreary. It's not just a series of cataclysms of inexplicable, one trauma, one tragedy after another. In fact, the whole point of the story is about the transformation that occurs in the main character as a result of the complete change in his circumstances, and that in fact he actually grows and develops as a consequence, as a result. Now it's not sort of it's not just everything works out for the good of whatever of good people. It's not simplistic, right? I wouldn't insult my reader's intelligence or my intelligence by making such a simplistic telling such a simplistic story. So that's the title. Where's it take place? Well, it takes place right around me here. I live in rural Ontario, but basically somewhere in the middle between Ottawa and Toronto. Um, the town I live in is a logging community. It was initially founded 100 or so years ago, well, more like 150 years ago, as a logging community. Um, and still, logging is one of the big industries here, logging and tourism. So we've got the boaters and the fishers and the campers in the summer, and we have the logging mills in the winter. So this is the Algonquin area. Algonquin National Park is about a half an hour down the road. Um, Beautiful. I mean, the whole area is beautiful, and you know, uh, some of the locations that in my imagination where the book takes place, none of them are named with real names, um, but uh, where I imagine they were happening uh, is basically a few stones throw from where I live, from my town, a few towns over anyway. And so, you know, I just wanted to maybe make whet my readers' appetites for the book. And why don't I read you a little paragraph from uh, from it right now, just to kind of um, get you interested. Okay, so this takes place. This is about 100 pages in. He also knew that he would have to do it very soon. The longer she remained, the greater the chance was she would notice him, the greater the chance another would come, and therefore the greater the chance he would not be able to get the items he needed. He was almost out of food, and was beginning to be afraid that all the waste he had created in the house was creating an unhealthy environment. Of course, he knew he could bury the waste, but the idea of being around the graves of the children made that impossible. He could not imagine trying to live a life around them. He did not believe in ghosts, but there was something very unsettling now in walking about those somber halls, especially at night. Indeed, he felt their presence, he realized, as much as he had ever felt the presence of anyone or anything in his life. That was not an easy admission for him to make, but there would be many more houses to come, he knew, and despite the blame he felt in relation to their deaths, he knew that he would bear their memory and carry something of their life forward from that day on. Okay, so that's just a quick little sample of the work. I hope that I hope that this work interests you. Um, maybe you're into zombie stuff, maybe you're not. I wouldn't I wouldn't say that this is your classic zombie novel. It's about it's a psychological novel in the sense that it's about character development and all that stuff. And I think it's a fun adventure, um, and I think it's a study of human nature and all that stuff. I think there's something in it for anyone. Well, not everyone, but lots of people. Um, and maybe just, I'm putting this on my Patreon page, so with the idea that, you know, inviting you to help me with this project and with my video projects and with my other writing projects. Um, I'm out of work right now. I quit my job so I could focus on what I really enjoy, and with your help, I can stay focus on it longer and more directly and be more productive. So I send this out to you. Hopefully, it interests you, and I definitely will do more of these videos in the future. Kind of keep you updated, kind of keep you interested in the book and in its development. Um, I suspect that the edits and so on will be done in a couple weeks or a month, and I'll put the book for sale on Amazon, and I will definitely let you know when that happens. So, please, I invite you to support this page, support my Patreon, and in the future, I'll probably maybe what would be cool is if I could film on location at some of the places that I have in mind where the events of this book take place. And I don't name any of them. I give them fake names, but these are locations nearby me, um, and maybe that would be fun. I mean, I can't do that right now because I don't have a video camera. I've got the camera on my laptop, and I've got a separate microphone. So, if there's enough support through Patreon, I'll be able to do more and more interesting things. But anyway, thanks guys very much, and I'll write interesting things, and I won't disappoint you. Thanks, guys.